Okay, I'm going to make a little bead a bit like this one, a little owl on with the moon. So what I'm starting with first is I'm using Effectra Black, which is 064. I'm going to heat it up to make my base bead. And for my base bead, I'm using a Calero Trio press. I'm going to use the little one in the middle. Actually, it's a big one. In the middle, that forms your base bead. So I'm just going to heat my black up. You need quite a bit of black. It's quite a big bead. You can test how big your bead is by just measuring it on the press. And it's okay. Just need a bit more. Then put it in the press. Like so. Then I'm going to roll it in some clear, fine powder frit, which is really fine, a bit like sugar. So I've got my frit on my marble here, like so. Then I'm going to reduce my flame, flash my bead in and out. This will make it silvery, so you've got like silvery stars in the background and a silvery branch. Keep heating the back of the bead as well. You see? Like so. So I'm just going to heat 12 times. Then I'm going to put the little owl on, and I've chosen red roof tile, so that's quite a nice colour. I'm just using a normal standard stick of that for now, but I have made a stringer which I use later for the wings, so it's a bit finer. So just want a smallish ball, maybe a bit bigger than my moon, to form the base of the body. Dab that on. So melt that in gently without melting your moon. This time I'm going to squash it down, not with my marble but my little mashers, so give it a bit more shape. I can guide it myself then. Doesn't go quite right, you can always heat it back up a little bit. Careful not to heat the moon, you don't want the moon melting in. Like so. Now I'm going to heat it up, and I'm going to put fine iris orange powder on this time. You just put it on the shape of the owl. So just dab it on like so, and then just heat it in, and it forms like a little pattern. Then I'm going to put the eyes on, so come back to my white stringer, and I only want a small blob, 12 small blobs for the eyes, don't want them over big. But these form the base. Then I'm going to put some other colour on. One eye on. Another eye on. Just gently heat them in Careful not to heat the owl away, you don't want him disappearing. And press those down in the lava, like so. Then I'm going to use my Clio stringer. Just gently heat your eyes and your stringer to make a little ball. Heat that in. Forms the next layer of your eye. Just quickly reduce that a bit. Then I've got a black stringer. This is the one I've made myself, so it's really fine because I don't want a lot of black on. Just heat my eyes up again on my owl and just form a little blob on each eye, real tiny. And then I'm going to flatten that again. This forms the layering of the eyes. Can you see? Okay, so I've got the owl with the eyes on. Now I'm going to use a coral stringer, but I've made this myself. And this is for your beak and your feet. So the beak needs really small amount, small as you can make it really. So just heat your bead and just dab a little bit of the coral on. And I'm using some tweezers and I'm just going to squash the blob a bit. Try and make it like a beak shape. Like so. And then I'm going to just put some wings on. So I'm just going to form a little ball and drag it. It forms its own shape really. You can use tweezers to tweak it. And then that's it. So just heat it through. And that's my finished bead. So I've got a little owl and a moon in a night sky. I'm going to put that in the kiln now.